Hello YouTube. In this video we're going to discuss that sensitive of all subjects, the marine toilet.
The Jabsco manual twist and lock compact bowl toilet boasts a white vitreous china bowl, enamelled wooden seat and cover, and a multi-angled discharge elbow for ease of installation.
Let's face it, the head is a difficult subject to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about toilet things. But on a boat, if your toilet fails, you've got a very difficult situation on your hands, especially if there's 3 or 4 people sharing the boat and only one toilet. So you have to know how to look after it and fix it if it goes wrong. And as with so many subjects, the best way to know how to fix something is to understand how it works in the first place.
So let's start with the piping. There are 3 pipes associated with this. This one here, that's that darker one. That one brings seawater into the top half of the pump cylinder here. It gets lifted up by the pump through the cylinder, and then it gets forced out into this little short white pipe and goes into the top of the pan there. The sewage out of the bottom on the upstroke of the pump of the handle, it gets sucked out of there, and then on the downstroke it gets forced out of there, and that's the sewage pipe. And if we have a look at the seacock situation, that bottom seacock there, that's the water intake. That's the drain for the sink that's in the head as well, and then that one is the toilet out, so that's the sewage pipe out.
So here we have our toilet ready to use, and here we have some Turner Road Reserve Merlot. Seems a waste, but wine makes me pull a face.
So the process is as follows. In order to drain the liquid, we use the drain switch, that side. Unlock the handle, that's locked to stop it coming up there. So unlock it and lift it up. And you see the liquid disappears. And then to flush, we then switch to the flush position. That's the flush position. And then again, just pump in the handle, it brings in the seawater from outside to flush and drain. And then at the end, we switch it back to the dry bowl position and then lock the handle. And hopefully there's not much water in there. We don't want a lot of water in, because otherwise as the boat moves around it can slop around, so you need to be able to drain it out. But you don't want to drain it right out in order to avoid any smells coming back up the pipe, so you need a little bit of water in as an airlock.
Of course, one thing that is a problem on a sea toilet is the risk of blockages.
Most boat owners have some kind of signage warning users what not to put down the toilet. But if you just use small amounts of basic toilet roll, you won't block it, and if in any doubt, use plenty of water and flush in stages.
That's how you use it. Now let's have a look at how you fix it.
Pretty much all parts are replaceable and relatively easily available. Most decent chandleries stock the most popular parts, and most will fit all the available models. Where this isn't the case, Jabsco have made the labelling very clear. The plastic parts don't really wear out, but there are 3 valves which are made of rubber, and these will need replacing every couple of seasons, mainly due to the build-up of mineral deposits that are present in sewage. The top valve is responsible for letting the fresh seawater in and out. The base valve manages the sewage going into the pump cylinder, and the joker valve is a non-return valve on the outlet pipe.
So in terms of spares, I keep one of each of those essential valves. The joker valve, that's the non-return valve, little tubular triangular thing. The base valve, which is the bottom one, and that's just a bit of a flap with a weight on it. And the top valve, which is the slightly more complicated one, that's got 2 little weights, one for in and one for out, and also if you look there, there's a spring involved as well, and that's partly to help the switch. So that's the 3. I also keep a spare piston ring in case that one starts to leak or not work very well. One task that does need doing regularly, perhaps every month or so, is to grease the plunger. And with these twist and lock toilet models, it's really easy to unscrew.
So this is the handle. You see there's the screw thread, that's where the seal goes. And that's the plunger. And that's the sewage side and that's the freshwater side. So I like to use a bit of Seacock grease. As we've seen, the toilet on Confidence discharges raw sewage straight into the sea. There are no laws covering blackwater discharge from smaller pleasure vessels in the UK, but as responsible boat owners we should still reduce our impact as much as possible. That said, on all inland waterways and in most marinas it is illegal to discharge black water, and the marina owners can fine you. Of course, in a marina there's always shoreside facilities, so it's not really an issue.
So there it is, the Jabsco manual toilet, how to use it and maintain it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.